is Jarrod Horak for the RunawayHorse.com. I'm back with my second Breeders' Cup Win in You're In video this week. I just took a look at the Clement L. Hurst Stakes from Del Mar. This video, I'm going to do the Whitney from Saratoga. Now, if you're interested in my full card analysis from Del Mar, head on over to the RunawayHorse.com. You will find those full cards each day Del Mar runs on my sales page. You can purchase the entire meet, weekly and weekend packages, and individual full cards. And we frequently add bonus stakes races from Saratoga to those Del Mar full cards. For free selections from Saratoga, my handicapping colleague Dr. Atlas posts free selections on our Breeders' Cup 2022 page from Saratoga at therunawayhorse.com. She'll find those there. And then if you're interested in more free selections, I post from free selections from Del Mar on the Del Mar website, and then also at horseracingnation.com, my daily best bets blog. I also post free selections there each day. In the links, in the description in this video, I'll provide links for those free selections. Now let's catch up on some Saratoga leaders. Right now for the leading riders, Jarrod Ortiz Jr. is still the leader, and he's got a nice comfortable lead over Joel Rosario. Luis Saez is third. And then we have Jose Ortiz, Javier Castellano, and Flavien Prat, and Manny Franco right behind them. Now, for in the money percentage, we were talking about that before. The leading in the money jockey is Jarrod Ortiz Jr. at 57%. His next closest pursuer for the top 3 percentage is Flavien Prat at 51%. And then the leading win percentage jockey, Javier Castellano, having an excellent meet at Saratoga, clicking 28% wins. So Castellano really riding well at the Spa this summer. Now for the leading trainers, so we have Chad Brown showing the way. So he's the leader right now with 16 wins, and Todd Pletcher's second. And then we have Mike Maker, Christophe Clement, and Steve Asmussen right behind them. And then we have Bill Mott and Brad Cox. Now, one of the trainers that I said to watch at this meet was Linda Rice, and she's tied for 7th with 4 wins at the meet right now. And I said that she was a high in the money percentage trainer, and she's having that success this year. She's had 31 starters, 4 wins, 6 seconds, and 9 thirds, 61% in the money. So if you're playing exotics, as I've said throughout these Saratoga weekly videos, check out those Linda Rice trainees. They're coming in the money frequently, and she's winning at a higher percentage than she did last year at Saratoga. Looking back at some of the stakes races from last week, the big races were run on Saturday. The Alfred Vanderbilt, Jackie's Warrior, dominated that one as expected. I did that video last week. Picked that one on top, but so did everybody else. She was outstanding. She's in great form. They want her to win the Breeders' Cup this year, and they're going to run one more time before the Breeders' Cup, and then after that, they're going to go fresh for the Breeders' Cup and see if he can end his career with a win in that Breeders' Cup. He's just winning these stakes races at Saratoga every year, it seems like. The other big race for 3-year-old males last weekend was the Jim Dandy, and in that grade 2, only a 4-horse field, but a lot of quality. All 4 were graded winners. We had the Preakness winner early voting. We had Epicenter, the Kentucky Derby runner-up, Zandon, the Derby show finisher, and then we had Tawny Port for trainer Brad Cox. And short field, early voting controlled the pace, but he wasn't able to keep going. And then Epicenter rallied from last place. So from 4th and last, he went last to 1st to win easily in that Jim Dandy. The interesting thing about Epicenter is he had all that speed earlier in his career. In that LeCompte Stakes, he set that fast pace, and then in the Risen Star Stakes, he controlled the pace. In the Louisiana Derby, he tracked that pace, came from a bit off the pace, but he was within striking range throughout. And then his last 3 starts, the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and now the Jim Dandy, he hasn't shown any speed. He's rallied from well back. So he's lost that early speed, but hasn't lost any ability. He's been able to kick in nicely. But there is a concern that when he gets into those bigger fields, since in the Jim Dandy, he only had to go around 3 horses. If he gets into a 12-horse field or a larger field, he's going to have to, and he's not showing that speed, he's going to have to weave his way through traffic. So Zandon was second best in the Jim Dandy. That should set him up nicely for the Travers. And then Tawny Put was 3rd, early voting, disappointing last in there. And then last Sunday, the Amsterdam. If you watched this video, I had a Gunite as my value top choice, won that one at 7-1. And also Dr. Atlas on our free pick page at the RunawayHorse.com also had a good night as the value top choice there. And then in the Grade 2 Bowling Green last weekend, Rock Emperor won for trainer Chad Brown and Flavien Prat. And just earlier today, Thursday, August 4th, Chad Brown and Flavien Prat teamed up for a turf route win, and then Flavien Prat also booted another turf route winner home on that Thursday card as well. So 2 turf route wins today for Flavien Prat, and he continues to ride well at Saratoga. He hasn't completely caught fire yet, but he's riding well, and he was one when I started the meet. I said, keep an eye out for him. I expect him to have a big meet. Not a real big surprise that he's doing well, but I think he's going to continue to do better as the Saratoga meet wears on. So now we'll get into the analysis for this week's race that I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to be doing, it will be the 10th race from Saratoga, the Grade 1 $1 million Whitney Stakes for 4-year-olds and up, 1 mile and an eighth on the main track. In this 10th race, they have a scheduled post time of 5:43 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, Breeders' Cup winning you're in for the Breeders' Cup Classic. Number 1, American Revolution, is 5-1 if he runs here. Elliott Weldon's not 100% sure from Windstar Farm if they're going to end up going in this spot or they're not going to go. I think if it's a wet track, they may want to try this race, especially because he did romp in the slop in that Empire Classic last fall by 11 lengths on a wet track. And the weather is unsettled at Saratoga this week. So throughout this week, today, the chance of storms, today's Thursday, August 4th, this race is going to be run on Saturday, August 6th. Again, chances of rain Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week in Saratoga Springs. But American Revolution was my top choice last time out in the Stephen Foster. He was my value top choice there over Olympiad, but Olympiad was better than him that day, and American Revolution was clearly second best. He's 2 for 5 at this distance. He's 1 for 1 at Saratoga, and I think his best chance for this New York bred is probably going to be a wet track. He's going to try to stalk the pace, saving some ground. He has run some fast races, especially last year, and it was good to see him do well in that Stephen Foster last time, so he seems to be rounding back into good form. Number 2, Hot Rod Charlie. He's always been a solid horse for trainer Doug O'Neill. This one's 9-2 morning line, and he reconnects with his winning rider Flavien Prat. Mike Smith subbed for Prat last time out in the Salvatore Mile, and that was his first start back from Dubai, and he missed by a head there under Mike Smith. The top 2 were well clear of the rest. That was just a prep for this. It was no big deal that he didn't win that one. They're putting the blinkers back on in this spot. I think they want him to focus. They want him to get involved in the early going because they don't want Life is Good to get too far out there. Now, he run 16 times, 4 wins, 5 seconds, 3/3. He's banked more than $5 million. He started twice at this distance. He crossed the line first in those 2 races, but he was disqualified from the Haskell. Then his only other race at 1 mile and an eighth, the Grade 1 PA Derby, he wired the field. He won that one easily under Flavien Prat. This year, he was second by a nose in the San Antonio in his first start. That was actually at the end of last year at the San Antonio. And then they went to Dubai after that. And then they got a prep race in Dubai. He won that one easily for the Dubai World Cup. And he ended up finishing second behind Country Grammar in that Dubai World Cup. Solid effort. And then, as I said, his first start back was the Salvatore Mile. So now getting back to that 1 mile and an eighth with his early pressing speed, obvious contender. The 3 Zoomer looks overmatched. Joel Rosario is going to ride for Mark Casse. He's 11 for 37, comes off a romping $50,000 claiming win at 1 mile and an eighth at Saratoga. And that race was for Linda Rice, and he was claimed out of that race. Mark Casse has him now. Ambitious spot, to say the least. Number 4, Olympiad. 2-1 on the morning line. He's 7 for 10 lifetime. He's won his last 5 starts. He's really gotten good in a hurry. He won the Grade 3 Mineshaft when they stepped him up after an optional claiming of victory, and he won that Mineshaft at Fairgrounds. And then he won the Grade 2 New Orleans Classic, the Grade 2 Ali Sheba, and the Grade 2 Stephen Foster. He's 2 for 2 at 1 mile and an eighth, and he's got that good tactical speed, and he's a solid threat. Number 5, Happy Saver, 8-1 morning line for Todd Pletcher. 10 career starts in the top 3 in all 10. 5 wins, 4 seconds, and a third. Run at Saratoga twice with a win and a second. And he's 2 wins and a second in 3 starts at this distance. In the Met Mile last time, wasn't getting close to the flight line, but he was clearly second best there. A solid enough effort. Now he's stretching back to 1 mile and an eighth. He's got the back class. He hasn't run quite as fast as the other top contenders in this race. That's why he's 8-1. And then number 6 in here, Life is Good. He's your 6-5 morning line favorite. Looks like he's going to go out there and play catch me if you can. A lot of times he just runs them off their feet. He's 7 for 9 lifetime with a runner-up finish. He's run once at Saratoga, and he ended up finishing second in that race. That was the Alan Jerkins last summer. This one comes off of a romping win at Belmont Park at 7 furlongs. A grade 2 race there, only a 4-horse field. He just controlled the pace and he looked great. That was his first start back from Dubai. He ended up finishing 4th in that Dubai World Cup. Just couldn't quite get that 1.25 mile distance that day. He did have no problem with a 1 1/8 in the Pegasus World Cup earlier this year when he got out there and he controlled the pace, ran them off their feet. Nixco was second there. Your Breeders' Cup winner last year. Your Breeders' Cup Classic winner, because the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile winner was Life is Good. So he's excellent. He's got that excellent speed. He's really a sharp miler that can carry his speed a bit further than that. So if he's able to get out there and get this field strung out and is setting a fast pace and going to make those stalkers chase him, he might run them into the ground again. So Life is Good, clearly the one to beat in here. He's not the only classy contender. Obviously, Olympiad, absolutely on top of his game. Would not be surprised if he was able to defeat Life is Good. But I'm going to go with Hot Rod Charlie. He was my Kentucky Derby horse last year. He ended up finishing 3rd there, and then he was 2nd in the Belmont that year. In that 2021 Belmont, he dueled on a fast pace, and he was 2nd best. It was just an outstanding effort. And then after that, he won the Haskell, but he was taken down, and then he won the PA Derby. He was 4th in the Breeders' Cup Classic. And then since then, he ran Too Good to Lose to Express Train in the San Antonio, and then he romped in Dubai, prepping for the Dubai World Cup. It didn't seem like he liked the ground in the Dubai World Cup. He was spinning his wheels on the inside, but he still ended up running 2nd. And then that Salvatore Mile was a prep. So his 2nd race back from Dubai, putting the blinkers back on, reconnecting with his winning pilot, Flavien Prat, at 9-2. Hot Rod Charlie will be my value top choice in the Grade 1 Whitney. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this content. And that will wrap up my look at the Breeders' Cup Win and You're In races this week. I will be back next week on my Breeders' Cup Win and You're In videos. I'm going to do the Beverly D from Churchill Downs and the 4-Star Dave from Saratoga. Until then, good luck at the races.